Good morning. As I was sitting in the stillness this morning praying, I was listening to this dove that was sitting outside my window with its rhythmic pattern of cooing and thinking how beautiful it sounded. It didn't sound like a blue jay, it didn't sound like a quail, it sounded like a dove. And that pattern of cooing is unique as its DNA. And in the fall, as we head toward winter, the sky here in town is filled with chevron patterns of Canadian geese, right? Where they're flying, making their way to warmer weather, warmer climate. And as beautiful as that is, you'll never see a Canadian goose catching a draft and circling in the sky the way a hawk does. That the way creation models for us uniqueness, the way it's built right in to each of these creatures, we too are created. And we can learn a lot from our animal cousins. Of course, we also have our own innate gifts that makes us unique as human beings. And yet there's something to be learned from the survival skill, but also the way creation rests. We are also built by God, right? We're made by God, built with certain unique traits inside. And in our lifetimes, we go back and forth that maybe we're not so pleased with the way we've been put together. Maybe what God put in, we're trying to shut out. Maybe there are parts of who we are that we've rejected, or that we really don't like. We wish we didn't have those characteristic traits. We wish maybe we were more assertive, or we wish we spoke up more often, or maybe we wished we were more demure and we listened better. Really, if we reject the parts of ourselves that God's put there that we don't like, then we stop learning lessons from that part of ourselves, right? The idea is that we embrace the whole. We may not have the wisdom and understanding of what that means, but yes, we embrace the whole. And in loving our whole selves, that's the way we allow God to love us. If I reject part of myself, then basically I'm saying to God, that part of me you can't use to teach me. I'm done learning from that part of me. And so let's put that in the backpack of our soul today and take it on a long leisurely walk. Let's pay attention to what is it about ourselves that we wish wasn't there, and how can we better embrace that part of ourselves? How can we allow that side of who we are that's hard to look at, that's hard to acknowledge, that's hard to say, oh yeah, I've been like that my whole life. Instead of shutting it out, let's open up and see what it has to teach us. If I can love my whole self, then I'll allow God's love for me. Otherwise, when God says, I love you, you'll go, yeah, but not that part, right? Because I don't like that either. Today, it's about loving the whole, loving what's in the DNA, and expanding and exploring that mystery of what God has in store that would only exist with that element of ourselves in place.